Hey, welcome back to my channel, and if you don't already know, I'm Ernest G, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my fucking channel. We're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing a quick Q&A, just because I haven't posted a lot in a minute, but I had to focus on finals. That's why I look the way I look. I had to focus on finals and just trying to get these grades up, you know. The bag don't sleep, these grades don't sleep, so I can't either. But I'm back, and I'm gonna be posting a lot more, so it would be good for you to subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna be posting a lot more. Fuck a job, I'm gonna be focusing on this. So, before I start the actual questions, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my phone because the questions are on my phone. But, so the first question is, what's your biggest fear? I think my biggest fear is getting eaten by a shark. Like going swimming and getting eaten, because when I was younger I used to love swimming before, but like in the oceans, like I wouldn't care, I would just swim. Like my parents would get so mad, but I remember, I don't know, just all those shark movies just like creep me out. And then I saw, which one was it? The surfer girl that got her hand bit off. I was like, oh no, that's not for me. I was like, I can't be out here. That's not for me. All right, and then so the next one is, who do you trust the most, not including your family? I would have to, not including my family, I would have to say Hemo, just because we've known each other for a really long time and we're really close. So her. And then, who in your life is a good time? My friends are always a good time, but that one person that always just comes through and is always a good time is my bitch Alan. We just talk about stupid shit all the time and we're just always laughing. So he would have to be the person who's always a good time. And plus I don't hang out with him as much because he doesn't want to come down here. Bitch. And the next one is, what's the craziest thing you did in school? I think the craziest thing I wasn't that much of a bad kid in school, like in like growing up, like I wasn't that much of a bad kid in school, like I always focused on my grades pretty much. But I remember when I got real crazy. I remember in 7th grade, we were, I don't know what, it was a teacher, I think it was like her first year teaching, and we would throw glue sticks on the ceilings. And she was like, and she caught me, I threw it up and she caught me, and I was like, and she was like, you're staying after school, you have school detention. I was like, unless you're taking me home, I can't stay for detention. And I left. And then she never said anything. So I feel like that would have to be the worst thing. And then she quit the next year. But I don't know, our classes were really bad. All the whole classes she had was bad. No one even paid attention to her. Alright. So, why don't I post so much? Alright, you got me there, but the reason why I don't post them, I mean, it was because of school and stuff, and I was going a lot through like personal shit too, so that's why I wasn't really posting so much. So I'm starting now to have more free time, and like school's just, if you go to college you understand, school's just a fucking bitch. It's just a bitch out here. It's always fucking me up. That's it. School fucks me up, work fucks me up, my dog fucks me up. Everything. Alright, so what's your favorite restaurant? My favorite restaurant would have to be the one, it's in Phoenix. It would have to be, it's called Anzio's. It's called Anzio's, and it's a really good Italian restaurant, and it's so good. I've been going there since probably high school, and it's so good. It's one of the best restaurants I've ever been to, and I didn't like Italian food before I started eating it there, so I would try it. What's your favorite holiday? My favorite holiday would have to be Halloween. I just love Halloween. I love dressing up. I love the whole thing of Halloween, where it's just the whole, like, I love getting real scary, so it's the perfect time, and it's like, why not? Like, it's Halloween, like everyone's doing something dumb, so why not add on to it? What's your favorite song from 2008? The question says, what's your favorite song from 2018? I would have to say my favorite song of 2018 would have to be, I don't even know. Fifi. Fifi was my favorite song of 2018. Fifi is so good. Fifi by 6ix9ine featuring Nicki Minaj. That is such a good song. Even till this day, it's such a good song. It's such a good song. It's such a good song. That is such. I remember when it first came out. I listened to it for like on repeat forever, and I remember like the second day I knew like most of the lyrics. It was like, that song is just so good. Fifi is such a good song. Recommend Fifi to everybody you know. Stream. It's a really good song. How many languages do I speak? I speak 2 languages. I mean like 1.5 if you really want to count it. My Spanish is good, but not too good where I go to my house and they make fun of me because my Spanish is really off, so you would understand. But I still speak it here, and I speak it a lot when I go home and like with my family, but not really around anybody else. Or like when someone like pulls up to my job and they're like, they don't know Spanish, they don't know English, I'll just talk to them in Spanish. So those are the only times that it's a real bilingual. You get a bigger bag. What's my biggest pet peeve? I would have to say my biggest pet peeve of like all would have to be when someone comes into your room and leaves the door open. Like, I know it's so small, but they know your door's closed, and they'll like either like my mom used to do this all the time. She used to like leave it cracked just a little bit, and I was like, if you're gonna close it or leave it open, just leave it. And other people have done it to me too, and I'm like, for what? Just leave it open. I'm like, I don't care. Like, close it or leave it open. Don't like crack it that much. And there's no importance of closing the door all the way. But Apple or Android? If you know me, you know I don't fuck with Android. No, if you have an Android, I'm sorry. No real actual shade. I went from Android to iPhone. And I feel like iPhone's just so good, even though it's so like expensive and it's so like all that bullshit and like everything you have to get, like it's not really that good. You have to pay for it, but I just love like the phone. Just like the phone is so clean by itself. The phone is just so clean. I'm about to get that new one too. So the next question is, what's the weirdest thing you do? I think the weirdest thing I do would have to be the weirdest thing I do? For me, a lot of this shit isn't weird because I do it for me, but I keep dead flowers. I keep them and I keep them in my room. I have a lot. I have some over there, but if I move them, they'll all break off. So I keep dead flowers. I have like each flowers that I think I've gotten, I've kept them and they're still in my room at my mom's house too. So I have a lot of dead flowers. I collect dead flowers. Not collect, but like the ones that are given to me, I'll keep them and I won't throw them away. I don't know why, but I don't think it's weird. I think dead flowers are actually really cool. But that could be just me. What's your favorite piercing, or which one did you get first? So my favorite piercing would have to be my septum. I love my septum. Ugh, I used to call it sternum before, and I was a fucking idiot. Like, I would call it and they'd be like pointing out, going, oh yeah, I just want to get it changed out. My sternum, they're like, your septum? They're like, your sternum's right here. And I would just be, and it happened to me so many times, and I'll get so mad. But this one would have to be my favorite one, but the first ones I ever got would have to be my ears. I had my ears pierced in like, I think from 8th grade to freshman year of high school. Yeah, so freshman year, like the summer going into freshman year, I got my ears pierced. And then I started just gauging up from there, and these have to be my favorite ones. And then the next question is, where do you buy your pants? I buy all my pants at PacSun. I don't buy pants anywhere else anymore. That's the only pants. Like, I have a couple work pants that I bought at other stores, but for like good jeans, like I would pay the price at PacSun any day. Like, I don't care. Their like quality is so good, and they last a long time unless you don't rip them at work. Like me all the time, you have to keep on buying new ones. Okay, so what's your favorite TV show? My favorite TV show would have to be either Grownish or Blackish. I just started watching Grownish. Grownish is a really good show, and Blackish is a really good show. My friend got me into it. It's such a It's such a good show. It just talks about real shit, especially grownish, like college shit. Like it just talks about the actual shit that like actual people are going through. It's not just like made up, and like it doesn't feel like that fake of a show, if you know what I'm talking about. Because I feel like a lot of college shows are like really scripted out, really played out, and it's just like they always go through the same shit. Like I feel like this is really like our generation of type of shit. So if you haven't watched Grownish, I would recommend it to watch it. And they only have 1 season out right now too, so. But you can start with Blackish, because Blackish is good too. What's my favorite food? My favorite food would have to be... I mean, my favorite food would have to be my mom's lasagna. I love my mom's lasagna. But my favorite food on my own is a real good grilled cheese. I love grilled cheeses. I love grilled cheeses. A real good grilled cheese, they'll put you for the night and you can go to sleep real good with some water. It's so good. It's so good. You know, that broke, it's not even a broke life. It's just such a good thing. Like, just being able to eat a grilled cheese. Like, who doesn't want to eat a grilled cheese? Am I 5? No, but I still like a grilled cheese. Who doesn't like grilled cheese? And then the last question is, what age did I leave home? Technically speaking, I didn't leave until I was, I think, like, I was gonna, so like the summer of, like, it was a couple months ago, so it was May. I feel like May was technically the day that I was like, oh, I'm not moving back to my home. But I was living in the dorms before, but I feel like I would still go back home a lot and stuff like that. I would go home a lot and like stay the weekends and just stuff like that. So I think technically I left a couple months ago, but I also left, but I also lived in the dorms, but I didn't have my own place. Like I didn't consider the dorms my own place. That's why I say it like that. So, but I've been living at home, like, since then, since like May. But there you guys go. That was my Q&A. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Thank you for brewing. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My social media will be linked below. Thank you for coming back.